No one is suggesting right now that BRICS will form an alternate currency. All we are suggesting is that we need to deepen the use of local currencies of our member countries, and over time that is going to strengthen our ability to immunize or insulate our economies from the devaluation of our currencies if we borrow in dollars, for example. But there is no suggestion right now to create a BRICS currency in that sense.
Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and who you heard was Leslie Mostrop. He's the VP and CFO of the BRICS New Development Bank, NDB as they call it, and that was from 4 days ago. He's got an interesting bio. He was the first African appointed as an international advisor to Goldman Sachs International and a former tech CEO. He has his economics degree from the University of Western Cape and a Master's of Science degree from the University of London. The first priority of BRICS is to have an alternative to the IMF and World Bank. They want more favorable economic cooperation, like, for example, more favorable currency swaps. And the NDB, New Development Bank, is located in Shanghai. Now, that recent news that came out about a new trading currency that will be backed by gold, the source was the Russian embassy in Kenya. India keeps clearly stating that they're not on board with a new currency, or at least not at this time, as it was reported again on the 8th in the Times of India. All right, let's listen to a bit more of that conversation.
And the first point to make is that the New Development Bank has US dollar as its anchor currency. Our balance sheet is in US dollars. We are firmly embedded in the US dollar hemisphere, if you like. I think the development of anything alternative is indeed, a medium, more longer term ambition. If you take one step back and you imagine what it was like in 1944 when the current global financial architecture that we have today was created with the formation of the World Bank and the IMF. If we were to have a similar Bretton Woods conference today, it is highly unlikely that it will be anchored by a single currency. So all we are saying really amongst the BRICS countries is that we need to reimagine what a world that is more appropriate to the conditions of today would look like. And it certainly would mean that emerging market currencies will play a bigger role. The Chinese renminbi, for example, which is, as you know, now part of the special drawing rights, it is growing as a currency of trade, but it's still a long way off from becoming a reserve currency. So it's going to take a very long time for currency movements to take shape. So any discussion of alternate currencies is indeed much more of a medium, longer term aspiration.
So when you see that sharing of headlines from the gold, silver media, like Gold Telegraph, of course, it's skewed. It's skewed to their commodity of choice. Just as this article headline was shared, Ripple's London calling. Susan Friedman unveils crypto hub to drive XRP price surge. I've listened to that Susan Friedman interview with the Digital Pound Foundation, I think 3 times. XRP was never mentioned, and this is what was said about London.
So I am the head of policy at Ripple, and our goal is to advocate for policy frameworks globally that encourage the development of responsible ecosystems for crypto assets, including central bank digital currencies. We are very excited about what's happening in the UK because London and the government generally has taken a very forward-looking approach with respect to fintech, with respect to CBDCs in particular, I think as exemplified by the work that the Bank of England is doing on the digital pound, including with its engagement groups, engagement with industry, and really just taking into account all viewpoints when considering when and if and how to implement a digital pound. Ripple has an office in London. We're growing our footprint here, and we're excited to be part of, what we consider to be a really dynamic environment with respect to crypto in general.
The headline that I saw today that is worth talking about is from Cointelegraph. They are covering the XRP Ledger Q2 analytics that were published in a report by Masari. That is rare. Both of them have been a long-time critic. They found that the significant growth in addresses was worth talking about. There's a 31.8% increase over the same period in 2022, citing the ledger is in the same league as NFT platforms on Ethereum and Solana, stating that the overshadow with this growth trend that the XRP ledger is seeing is starting to shift. I have a correction to make. Yesterday in the video, I had this vintage Ripple video that I said was from 2004. It's from 2014. Sorry about that. About 20 hours ago, Wojake on his YouTube channel called User, I love that name, uploaded an explanation video on how to burn to mint. This is for the new Hooks sidechain, and that was created by Weitza Win and his team, XRPL Labs. This is going to pull liquidity from the main chain because currently it's a one-way burn. The video is technical, but if you're a developer, no doubt it's going to be most interesting. There'll be a link to it in the description below. I've got a guest coming onto the channel in about 7.5 hours, and that would be Krypton Writer. I can't wait. He's really amazing when it comes to his knowledge of the ledger and his ability to write these threads that are so educational. He is concise and to the point and really does an incredible job at bringing value to the community. There's also the new Hooks XRPL sidechain, which is opening up brand new doors using smart contracts. We're going to be able to solve new problems and invent ways to incentivize. And when you take Evernode on top of that, the smart contracts can have this complex economic automation. We should feel inspired to think out of the box and contribute to the conversation, no matter the level of our technical knowledge. This is all about solving real problems with technology. I don't think there's any one of you out there that don't know of a problem. You don't have to be a computer scientist to contribute. I look forward to discussing some of these problems and maybe even a few of the solutions tomorrow. We're going to take a look at the market, but first I want to tell you that there was a Twitter hack and it was on Stellar. No other systems were compromised, but there was a fake website trying to get you to connect your wallet to check to see if you had been affected. Here is the fake account, and anytime somebody says, connect your wallet, boy, stop right there and really make sure what you're doing. The real Stellar is back in control of their ship again. But even in the thread of this announcement that they're back in control, the scammers put a link to their website in the comments. Be very, very careful. Stay vigilant. The market is mixed today, just a lot of sideways movement. Bitcoin is in the $30,350 range, and Ethereum is in the mid-1800s. XRP is at 46 cents. Yeah, nothing really going on. SHIBA is moving upwards with a little bit of strength. And I usually research what could be moving those gainers. Google Bard AI did give a hopeful price of reaching $1 in many years. They have a goal to release a testnet for DeFi, gaming, and other innovation. Let me tell you something. Crypto is all about community, and if this community is large enough and committed enough, it can do anything. And speaking of those who think they can do anything, we've got some reports that are just mind-blowing. JP Morgan has paid out a total of 265 penalties since the year 2000, totaling over $38 billion. There are links to the verifiable press releases from the Department of Justice and the SEC and so on. But Bank of America is at the top with 313 penalties and over $87 billion paid in those fines. Unbelievable. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.